Hello and welcome to Today in Film episode 29. I'm your host Dominic Parry, and today is...
James McQueen.
Now in today's episode we're going to be talking about La La Land, starring Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone. I've forgotten what year it came out, 2017.
Yeah. Oh no. We're not reviewing La La Land. We're reviewing Moonlight.
No, we're not doing that one. Oh, it's
No.
it's 2016.
You don't even get the joke I was making. That
I do, because
Ah.
the Oscar thing. The Oscar thing that happened. It's just...
Yeah.
Yeah. What a thing. But
They all went up to.
They all went up and then they got shot down. Beauty. But what do you think of this film, James?
This is the first Damien Chazelle film out of the two, because I'll backtrack slightly. This is a follow up to Whiplash. This podcast, I think. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Because I originally really liked it, but then I watched Whiplash. I love Whiplash even more, and we obviously did Whiplash again. And I reinforced why I love Whiplash. But this, I've seen, like, I've watched it. I'm like, do you know what? I think they're equally as good.
I don't know. Right. So throughout the entirety of watching this, all I was thinking. So first off, start with a negative. The start of this film, I was like, I want to turn this off already because of the just over the top musical stuff.
Be.
I know, but then it has no bearing on anything.
It does. Literally, what does the opening of the song start with?
I know,
Do you know
but
what the first lyric
still...
is?
No, I haven't got a memory
It was something like, wait.
It was basically a song about people coming to LA to find their stardom.
Yes.
That's,
Yeah, it's basically, it is the Star Wars crew for La La Land.
It is, but then it's like, I wish we could have just gone into the film without that.
I don't know. Oh, wait, let me just. No, shit, no. Oh, sorry.
But
anyway,
bouncing off of your bouncing off of your point, Whiplash. I honestly, that film I just feel is a lot better because it's a lot more personal as a journey.
Yeah, I think what I was trying to say is these two films, and it's not just because they're about music. They both share the same themes.
They do. It's about essentially reaching your
Goal.
dream, your goal. But it's a dream more than a goal.
Yeah, I mean, Whiplash was about somebody exploiting passion. Because we see like I said, I think I even said it in the last podcast. Whiplash is the main character is Terence Fletcher. You just see it from Andrew's perspective.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
That is Whiplash.
This film isn't that.
No, this is very much a duo film. They're both the main characters. It's not like one's a supporting, one's the main. No, they're both the same. And I think actually don't. Okay. It's weird how to talk about this one because obviously there's the major thing. It's a musical.
It's the first musical we've done. However, it's technically not because Whiplash is technically a musical. Technically, kind of not really.
If you think about Whiplash being one big song.
If you count music, as music essentially, then
Whiplash,
it's a musical.
Yeah, but I would say, and how Whiplash plays out like a song too. But this film is very much a musical. So do you want to talk about how you thought from a production and just a pure entertainment standpoint first, or do you want to get into the story? Because I feel like you have to talk about in those two.
Well, yeah, I think. Well, I was literally about to say the exact same thing as that. It's the one thing I did notice about this film is the colours are great.
Oh yeah, it's a really
whoever was doing all that
production is
top marks. Yeah. However, some of it was just a bit like, I'm losing interest here, and then it picks up, and then it just like it just goes again. But the songs, yeah,
I
I was
mean,
kind of there for it.
City of Stars is pretty big. I mean,
I don't know.
this is before Greatest Showman, so I think everybody now would say their favorite musical is probably Greatest Showman, which is the same lyricists as this film, I think.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
I mean, I don't know. I
but
mean,
I think
Les
this
Mis is
film,
pretty good.
yeah, I suppose the difference with this film, this is a truly original musical.
But is it original? Because it does homage.
Yeah,
so much.
but Les Mis is a play, isn't it? Like from Victor Hugo. So I think that's when people mean it's purely original.
Isn't Cats a musical?
Yes, it is. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's a
Let's
I
do
think
Cats.
Cats is based off a Victor Hugo thing.
Oh God. But anyway, this film, it looks great.
Yeah, so it's a really well made film,
making.
and it definitely feels like an evolution from Whiplash, and you can see his techniques, like the camera swings, like
yeah, he's
with I think the final sequence of Whiplash is this film for a lot of parts.
Oh, the final thing of Whiplash, playing Caravan and all that.
Yeah,
it's amazing. This has the weird thing where it's like,
they just break out.
What if they did like get together and
I want to talk about that separately because I feel like that encapsulates.
Because
I think that we stay away from that just because we have to build up to that one.
I don't know, but look, my point is that the ending of Whiplash feels like, okay, this is the end. Whereas the ending of this, I was just like, how long is left of this? Because I'm confused now. I really thought it was about to end, and then it just goes, and now 5 more minutes. I was like,
yeah, I think saying this song, obviously, it's like, okay, so I think we agree that it's a very well made film with all Damien Chazelle's. But does this film feel more like a follow up to Whiplash than it may seem to you? Because I feel like it's more of it definitely feels like a.
It's a
it's a duology. I think these two films are way more similar than they.
I wouldn't say it's a duology in a traditional sense. It's not like, and it's not kind of it's the same director or something like that.
No. Well,
it's no, but like, Cornetto trilogy. You know, they're not really connected, but they are.
Other than a string of gags.
Yeah, but like this, they're not connected, except for the director, and it's about music. That's literally it.
I even think it's about like cost and dreams. I think Okay, so we get Mia and Seb, who are very. Seb's very more, and so it's a love story. Seb is very career driven, very ambitious, very very pretentious. Like he's sure of himself. Mia is not.
It's a strange thing where it feels too kind of perfect at the end. If you get what I mean, like they both win, and it just
but
it feels like one of them should have lost. You know,
I'll tell you my theory on that, but because we have to talk about the others because before I say about that. I know.
If you've been on this podcast before, you know how I do not stick to any.
You don't stick linear. No. You don't run down. I mean,
it's what I can remember at the moment that I'm talking about it. But anyway.
But no, I think obviously it's them two meeting, finding each other, and navigating their way through LA. And
it's
Seb's. They obviously, and I think we can talk about this because it's. Would you say this is light on story?
Oh, that was a point I was going to bring up. This has so little story to it.
But I don't think that matters. I don't think that matters because it's a simple story, but it's a well-told story.
It doesn't matter so much, but some of the things that happen are like, you could have done a bit more storytelling here.
But and this is like when they meet. That's the moment when Mia starts actually learning from Seb and taking the bull by the horns, and can I say their chemistry is really good. Like it
is. Well, I mean, so you've right, Crazy Stupid Love. Have you seen that?
I have not seen Crazy Stupid Love, but I know that they're together in that, and in Gangster Squad. Yeah,
they're together in that, and it's like, like I was honestly thinking, like, the only thing I was thinking about at the end of this film was like, were they in a relationship at any point?
Oh, you mean like Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone?
Because I couldn't remember. I was like, it would make sense because they were working together in a few films in relationships
for a while, and I suppose it's like it's such like obviously like Ryan Gosling sort of got out of the hot guy sort of role quite do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think Drive is like his first up until that point. I mean, he's probably done before that. Like, that's his first mainstream sort of like, I'm doing something different now.
Yeah, because Crazy Stupid Love, he does play just the pretty boy guy who's a pickup artist. That's literally his character. But then, like, he has more of a heart, and that's literally it.
Yeah, like The Notebook, Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, you should watch that film. Just I'm not putting it down. It's a great film.
Okay, but, I'll watch that then.
He is just like it's Ryan Gosling
then
playing.
You start doing like, oh yeah. Also another thing, how many films? This like Ryan Gosling really likes LA because a lot of his films are set there. La La Land.
Where was Drive set? LA? No.
Yeah.
Was it?
Drive
oh yeah, because the stunt driving. Yeah. Man, I did that. I did a podcast on that film, but I can't remember.
Blade Runner 2049 and Nice Guys.
Nice Guys, what a film! Let's just change this onto a podcast about Nice Guys.
Okay, great film. Should we do Nice Guys at some point?
We should, yeah.
Okay,
but we'll get off track here slightly.
Well, it's Ryan Gosling. But their chemistry is really good, and it's obviously they work. And here's it: you only believe the story, I think, if you believe them.
I didn't believe them.
You didn't believe them.
So one of the issues I had with this was we have John Legend in this film.
Yeah.
And there's Seb doesn't like him for some reason, and then we're like made to believe it's because of the like jazz thing. But I'm just like, I feel like it should have been a stronger reason. Like
I don't think John Legend. People say that John Legend's the villain. He's not.
How does say that? How?
I mean, people say with like John Legend, like I saw somebody said like actually I want to say I don't think people say John Legend. I think I just saw one comment. I'm thinking that people say it, but John Legend is very much like he's definitely not an antagonist, but he's definitely somebody that like adds flavor to the plot because
he's not an antagonist.
No,
he is an obstacle.
Yes,
he is a
fork in the road.
Piece of conflict.
Yeah.
In screenwriting, it's all about conflict, and John Legend comes in as whatever his name is. I've forgotten it because I was just like, it's John Legend, and
I don't think you remember his name. He's just John Legend that we refer to.
But like he takes away Seb to be on the group, and it's like, see you, Seb,
and that's what the thing is. It is about happiness. This film. What Seb was doing in the with the techno jazz with John Legend, it was really good.
Yeah, actually, it was good.
No, but that's the thing. It wasn't bad. He was good, and he was good at it. Everybody was liking it. They were really popular. The problem is that she could see straight through it that he was not happy, and the moment she questions him,
she could see through it. Yeah. I mean, he didn't look very happy.
But even though he was enjoying it and he was making money, he was fine. He was definitely not fulfilled.
Yeah, honestly,
and I think that's and that's why he got so angry.
If there's an antagonist, so John Legend is not the antagonist. If there is an antagonist, it is probably Ryan Gosling because
I don't think it's them. I think it's just life and the reality of the reality of the pursuit.
he's the one who kind of like dicks her over more than she doesn't really do anything bad to him, and he's just like, I'm gonna push you out the way, and then I'm gonna.
Seb's very much like Andrew from Whiplash.
Oh yeah, cause the whole serious musician thing.
Yeah,
like.
But here's the thing: at least with like you get with like Seb is that he earned that sort of way of thinking, whereas Andrew didn't.
I would have liked it. So we have, I think it's Bill, which is J.K. Simmons' character. I would have loved it had they just like in the credits, they just credit him as oh, what's his name,
Mr. Fletcher.
Mr. Fletcher. It's just, but it's just like that it is him. He's just he owns a restaurant now, and it's Christmas
under a different name.
Under a different name, but
under a different name. He's
maybe he had maybe his
middle
name is Bill.
Outside?
Don't know.
But no, I mean, I just think, I mean, that's the thing. The problem is like talking about from now is like you can't really talk much because a lot of it's song. Like obviously their relationship grows. Like I also thought it was funny when they went to go to the observatory to reenact to just visit the set of the James Dean film.
Yeah, and honestly, I kind of lost concentration at that point, and I missed the point. I missed the point of like what happened in the film.
Oh, and I was observatory. The observatory. Oh, but getting to the observatory.
No. So like they're watching the film, and then I kind of like zoned out, and then suddenly I was like, "Oh wait, what's going on? They're going to the observatory now," and I was just like, "Okay." But like the thing is, there was nothing interesting happening in this scene.
I mean, the only thing is like when he started, like floating around the observatory, they must be thinking, bloody hell, we're high now, aren't we?
That was one thing I was a bit like, I get it.
It's just like an allegory for getting high.
High on love. Who knows? But I get that he was probably just experimenting as a director, but don't think it needed it really.
That's the most whimsical it gets. Like there's nothing as whimsical as this. Like the ending sequence, but that's because of what that ending was. But this wasn't that.
It's because they're imagining.
Yeah, but okay. So we're watching. So we get Seb, and then obviously now they're together, so they're navigating to meet John Legend. Then Mia's making the whole play, the one woman play, to as portfolio. Sort of because here's the thing, she's just been doing the same audition for 6 years. We find out. I mean, that must be crushing.
Okay, I'm a bit right. One thing I will say, I wish we had seen her one woman play at least a bit.
Oh no. I'm glad we did. I think that's one of those. I bet you scenes of it exist, 100%. But I feel it's best cool not to, because you should not have seen what happened. We just assume it did. We assume it went a certain way.
I suppose, but
and this is after that whole argument. This is after the whole argument. So we're up to that point now.
He doesn't turn up because he has a photo shoot, which is apparently more important.
And that also reinforced like the whole thing, like he's starting to think he's not enjoying this, and then and he's making all those silly faces with the hat, and it's meant to be cringe, but then he starts playing their song, or his song, and and then obviously they go and he runs back and then we find out that nobody turned up and she can't pay the theatre, which was the same cinema that they watched the James Dean film in.
Yeah, it was, because it shut down. But then it didn't shut down, which is confusing.
And then we find out once she's finished, the lights turn on, and and it's like, what?
Yeah, but come on, that was right. That was obvious.
Yes, I mean
that was obvious. So
that's like one of the most predictable things that this film does is nobody turning up to her thing.
Yeah. But him becoming big is not like a cliche, because it's like he is actually great, and he's just too stuck in his own kind of rut to get out of it. And when he does, he's still like, really, just modern, this whatever this is. But it's not jazz, really. Like it's it's kind of just music. Like,
Yeah.
I don't really know what genre it'd be because of how mixed it is.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
so obviously then he comes back, she literally loses it, and she gets in a Prius.
Prius.
Or the Prius, like, I mean, there's some good. Actually, that's another thing about this before we keep on going. You can definitely see, like I said, like one of the things about Whiplash that Terence Fletcher, the problem with Terence Fletcher is he's sometimes too funny.
Oh, Terence Fletcher, yeah, he's just like
too funny. I think we now know after watching La La Land where the humor came from.
I mean,
he's really funny, isn't he?
Yeah, but like these characters. So Fletcher, you don't like him.
You're not supposed to.
Andrew, you don't like him.
No, that's the thing. You're not really even supposed to like
But
Andrew.
these characters, you're meant to like both of them.
Yeah.
And I can't say that I really cared at all.
I
Like they just
did.
didn't.
I won't. The only person in La La Land that you actually care, not La La Land, Whiplash you actually care about is Paul Reiser. Like, you don't even care about bandmates. Bloody hell, they're horrible. They're so pretentious. I mean, and I feel like, but here's the thing: Seb really loves what he does, and like, and then they obviously break up. Well, no. She runs off back to her family, and then
they're in an affair as well.
Huh?
They're in an affair the whole time, supposedly.
Who are they?
Which is, she has a boyfriend because he speaks Japanese at one point in the restaurant scene, and then she runs off to see him performing, Seb performing, and it's like, and then at the end, that's the same guy she's with. I'm like, what? Like why? Because she becomes a film star. She doesn't need him if he's like this.
Can we talk about this?
Whatever.
Can we talk about like, okay, so then she gets the phone call and then she gets the real audition.
Which one's this? The end one?
The one where she's singing in the audition.
Yeah,
that's the one she wins the Oscar. That's her Oscar winning moment right there. But
yeah, I can see that.
No, it was. I think that is what people say. That's the moment that she won. Was that scene? But I like that scene because if you notice, that audition's different from the others. It's not a smutty little warehouse office.
It's clean.
But it's nice. It's prestigious. But I like that. What about the whole play thing? Yes, not many people turned up, but the right person was there.
Well, right. So the whole point, that the song that they sing at the start, not the very start because I hate that song, but I don't hate it, but it's put me off the film from the start, which is not a good. It's not a good thing. So you've got her friends, and they all sing about like the right person in the crowd.
Yeah.
And obviously, you're meant to believe the whole time. You're meant to believe that. Oh well, he's going to be the right person in the crowd.
It's the producer.
But it's a producer.
Yeah. Well, she was the right person in the crowd for him.
She was, yeah.
So, and that also plays into the ending, why I think the ending really works. Okay, so we did that. Then they obviously go back to the observatory, and then they talk about where they are, and then we skip 5 years later. I like the fake out. I like the fake out though.
What, winter? I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah, winter 5 years later. But they played the fake out when she's going around getting coffee from the same place. But here's the thing: she's not an asshole like the person was before. At the beginning of the film,
she's very similar.
She's similar, but she is definitely learnt because she goes back to the same barista that she worked at.
Yeah,
and she's not being an asshole to staff, so she's obviously learnt not to be a twat.
I mean, yeah, like I can kind of see it's like a "don't forget where you came from" message on that one.
I don't think she does. I think but then obviously we get Seb. He's signing all the papers for the club, and then he's about to go home, and then obviously the twist happens where they're not together.
I mean, it was pretty clear that they weren't together.
I remember watching this for the first time. I was like, no, they can't be. They can't not be. And then, obviously, it's sort of depressing, isn't it?
It's, right, once again, I'm being the devil's advocate. So, it is also a cliche where it's like,
They live happily together.
And then they either they do or they don't.
But this is like somewhere in the middle.
It's somewhere in the middle because you have the imagination scene,
and that's the thing. I think what his goal was, I'll give you the ending you need and the ending. I'll give you the ending you wanted and the ending you needed, and I'll show you, but I'll make a reason for why I have to show both of them, not just fan service. Do you know what I mean? Not like just some. Because it doesn't feel fan service either. I think there's a very
right.
There's a very
the whole reason, point. The whole reason behind the whole imagination is like it's the final goodbye.
Yeah,
this is it, the nail in the coffin.
But here's the thing about the whole imaginary sequence. They obviously, and it just goes to show that together, they are where they are now because they were together. It was not for nothing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because if they didn't meet, he would have still been in his arrogant, stuck ways, not being, and she wouldn't have been strong enough to I don't know, do the one woman show thing. She wouldn't have been inspired because he tells her to do it.
The whole thing, the whole thing about Americans and this whole like just go to LA and get famous.
Yeah, I know who you're referring to when you say that.
I know,
but I understand what you mean.
Like, but like I'm interested in going into film.
Yes, I know you mean.
Of going to LA or London in the
at the
that's
moment,
not even on my list at all.
Now at the moment on Zoom.
Yes, but like I'm not going. I need to get a plane ticket to London to get no money. I'm thinking, well, how about I actually find something?
It costs £3 for a bottle of Coke.
Yeah, but like it's just the whole dream thing. It's too positive.
But I think
because we don't see them crash and burn, and I feel like one of them should have.
No, because Seb does not have his dream in that imaginary sequence. Oh, just to say that when he sees her in the crowd,
and he like freezes.
Oh my god! Like, here's the thing. I feel like that is sort of reminiscent of real life because obviously we're 20. We're gonna have moments like that in our life.
Yeah, I can see that.
Not like this dramatic, but like we're gonna be in a social situation like where you're either stood on the podium or you're sat in the audience, and unknowingly something happens like that. We're gonna see people that we recognise, that we knew from the time we were, but they're different people now.
But
and I feel like
one is like so in a culture in America that seemingly has this thing of you can make it if you go to LA.
Yes.
This film doesn't show that you can't make it sometimes. And I feel like I know it's because it's a film and it has to be hopeful, but like I feel like one of them should have just been like
crash and burn,
but not crash and burn, but like I just didn't make it.
Here's the thing. There's one person who wants to become somebody who works in LA, and there's somebody who wants to open somewhere in LA. I think there's a difference because Seb's goal is actually pretty generic in terms of like he could have done what he wanted to do
anywhere
in Miami, in London. He could have done that anyway, but he wants LA for obviously the cultural reasons. But there's not to say he couldn't have done it in New York. But Mia's different. Mia has to go to LA.
She does because it's the whole like LA thing.
Oh, nice catch. But you know when she said, "Oh, when they do Iran at the pool party, I want that coat next time I audition." The next audition, she has that coat.
Yeah, I didn't notice that, and then she takes it off and gets like mad. She didn't get it.
No. I think she said she got the audition, but she didn't get it obviously. But she obviously got a bit more of an audition than she did before. But I will say that like in that dream sequence, like he obviously doesn't get his dream, but she does. I think that's what also happens in the midpoint, where it's like, I can see you're not happy. You say you are, you're acting like you are, but deep down you're not. And that would bug somebody, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and also let's be honest, right? Mia, who is she? Where's she getting the money from? If she quits the job, and then it's kind of just like there. Like, is it her boyfriend or is it Seb? Because he's getting money. Because he's getting like 1,000 a day or whatever it was, a week.
Oh, it's something ridiculous. Like no, he was selling himself out, and he knew he was. But I think if he liked what he was making, if he liked what he was making, he'd have done that for the rest of his life. But he didn't, and I think that's the problem. Is like you could do something that is like what you want, but if it's not what you want, are you then happy? It is sort of depressing. Well, it is.
The thing is, right? We have to assume he did stay on the tour because he has the money to open the club.
Yeah, no. We have to assume that. Yeah, we do because it was literally the night after the argument outside the cinema at the theatre.
Yeah,
she gets the phone call, or a week after. Like he's still there. So he still has
it's that time's a bit confusing. Also, I want to know how far it is between those two places. Because he just like drives there.
It's Nevada, so not too far. It's probably
not too far.
Drive. It's probably a good.
Yeah, not like cross country though. Like
no, it was Nevada, so
yeah,
so not too far.
Still, bit creepy, mate.
I mean, we say this, but like remember, this state's bigger than this entire country.
Yeah, I suppose, but you know.
But no, I think with like say I think the whole point of the dream sequence is to show it was not for nothing. But do you remember something I noticed in the dream sequence? You know when like, and this does like blocking of Emma Stone and her now husband. They're sat apart, but in the dream sequence when it then reveals the shot of them at the jazz club, her and Goldfinger are closer together.
Yeah.
But that's what's another thing. The bar, Seb's Jazz Club, that's her logo.
Yeah, no. That was a very obvious thing.
No, I know it's obvious, but I think it's just. I think I know it's obvious, but like it was to show that it was not for nothing. That their relation didn't mean nothing.
Essentially, the whole point of when they say about like their literature, it is meant, you know, but it's just it's a step along the way.
Yeah, and it also, I mean, because here's the thing: the depressing fact of life that this film sort of shows is that people drift apart.
Yeah, they do.
And that's no fault of either person. They just do.
See, this is a difficult film because
you have to deal with the musical side.
Yeah, I don't really know what else to say because to talk about the music is a difficult one because it's just like
because you can't. But I got the lyrics for Another Day in the Sun. I think about that day. I left him at Greyhound Station. I left him at Greyhound Station west of Santa Fe. We were 17, but he was sweet and it was true. Still, I did what I had to do because I knew. That's basically her saying, I was with a guy, and it was fine, but because we were just in different paths. I mean, they pretty much revealed the whole film in that.
But I think my issue with that song is that it's just like it doesn't really feel like, I get that it's a musical, so you have to start with something like that. But honestly,
I think
comparing that to Les Mis, Les Mis has definitely got a better opening. You know, just has. Not gonna lie, and they're very different films, obviously. But like, it's just how interested you are in those scenes, how much it grips you and hooks you in. They are so like, one is a lot better at doing it than the other.
Yeah, I just think I'm glad that they ended it on a smile.
Yeah.
Like I'm glad and even then, even because it ends on a smile, it's even more depressing.
Well, it had to be depressing at some point.
No, because it's like I think this goes to show the brutal reality, and this is where Whiplash and La La Land can be truly compared. It's about goals, dreams, and cost.
I can see that. It's about what's his name? I've forgotten the guy's name now. Is it? Yeah. The guy in Whiplash, I forgot his name now.
Andrew.
But Andrew, that's it. I was going to say Alexander, but that's not it. Like, he's just a bit, I don't know, like, you don't like him at all.
Honestly,
and it's
he's an asshole. And here's the thing, he's so... Like, Seb is what Andrew... but Seb would not have worked in Whiplash. The character of Seb would not have worked in Whiplash, but I needed the other way around. They are different, but they are, like... You like Seb.
But he does do some quite shitty things, just say.
He is a bit arrogant, but it's just like... But his thing, he's with no one at the end of the film. She is.
Yeah.
And I just think...
He doesn't win, but he does win, but he doesn't.
They do win. I think that's the thing. We both won, they both lost, but they're happy because of it. But I also thought somebody brought up a good point where I read when reading that, like, if you notice, like, in life, and this is not depressing, I'm probably rambling now, but like, I'm trying.
Yeah.
But like, in life, dreams and aspirations change. Your dream today, what, you want to be a screenwriter, right?
Yeah.
What happens when you become a screenwriter?
I don't know. That's the thing. Is
that Pixar film Soul does something similar.
It's a difficult thing.
Have you watched Soul?
I have not. No.
Watch Soul.
That's planned to at some point,
but no, Soul does something similar, but it's just like they would have been probably more happy together, I think.
Yeah, but have you got anything else you want to say about this film?
Yes, I want to compare the ending to another thing.
Okay, have I seen this thing? Because I might not have seen this thing. Okay, good. Right, that's fine. Okay, just making sure.
Yeah,
just making sure I have
Yeah, but it's the most apt comparison for the ending.
They
both love each other.
They win, but they lose.
They win, but they lose. And I mean, it's not as I'll say it's more depressing, whereas Fleabag is more devastating. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I suppose it is. It's a tough one, though.
Yeah.
It is a tough one.
I really do like this film. I think this is gonna be like one of those like Christmas things for me now. I'll watch this every in that weird void between Christmas and New Year. This film's gonna be there for me.
I probably won't.
I knew that. I knew you were
gonna lie. Yeah. But anyway, what would you give this film out of 10?
Even though we didn't talk about it as much as like Whiplash into depth, but I really like it for like how I might actually give this a 10. Yeah, I mean numbers mean nothing really, do they?
Yeah, they don't.
But I would definitely give it that high bar, but mainly because like, yeah, we didn't talk about it as much as Whiplash, but because La La Land allow you to, because of it's a bloody musical. You either like it or you don't. But I think the songs made sense. Obviously, it's a musical, but like the themes and everything play out in a really like nice way. So yeah, I really love this film.
I'm gonna give it. I'm just gonna get out there. I'm gonna give it a 6.5 because
you monster.
It's all right. It's all right. Don't really. I don't.
The La La Land stand. Can't say it. La La Land stands are. They're flexing their fingers.
I mean, they can do that because I'm allowed an opinion. But before I finish this episode, I've kind of finished it a little early because of what I want to do. So, this is the 29th episode, which is one away from 30, obviously. And if you've been watching, we had quite a big boom since November, really. So it's been about 2 months or so. We've had
what happened?
Quite good views, and it's quite funny because we have had now, right, which is something that I can't believe this. We've had 5,958 views.
Say again?
5,958. Which
the first one? Which one was the first one to hit big? Was it?
It was Akira.
That makes sense.
Which it was like when that did, I was like, and we all kind of just went anime, and then you've just got others. Color Out of Space is now, I think, the second highest viewed episode.
I'm shocked about that.
Channel. I'm shocked about that because I didn't think anyone would watch that.
Like, that one was like...
Green Mile is the highest watched episode on this channel, which I'm happy about. Like, I can't believe how well that's done. But basically, thank you for watching. Keep watching. Subscribe. Give it likes. I'm not going anywhere. Just gotta find co-hosts. But yeah. Episode 30 is coming next week. Probably gonna have a week break after that. Might not. Don't know. See you then.